The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom releases very soon, and I cannot wait to sit down on May 12th and get lost in the land of Hyrule once again. Breath of the Wild was a great game, but let's face it, it had some flaws, the biggest of which was that its story was pretty sparse. The entirety of the story is cut up into short fragments, mostly revealed to you via Link's memories, which altogether make up about 30 minutes of story. For a game that you can spend literally thousands of hours in, there really just isn't enough story. Furthermore, because you could go straight to the castle once leaving the Great Plateau, you could beat the game without knowing anything about the champions and how they died, about Zelda's struggle to awaken her divine powers, or about almost anything that happened 100 years prior. Now, with Tears of the Kingdom, the Zelda team has an opportunity to change things up and give us a much deeper and more fleshed out story. So then, the big question is, what will the story be? I've gone through every bit of official information I can find. No leaks here. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my predictions for Tears of the Kingdom's story. Let's dive in.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Wake up, Link.
It has been a few years since the defeat of Calamity Ganon. Peace has returned to Hyrule, and the Hylians have been slowly rebuilding and restoring the once great kingdom to its former glory. Zelda, being the daughter of the former king of Hyrule, is the kingdom's de facto leader. But today, she will become queen. Today is her coronation, and as usual, Link has overslept. As I considered how this story could unfold, it occurred to me that this is one of few times in the series' history where it would make sense for Zelda to be the queen, rather than a princess. In rebuilding the Kingdom of Hyrule, it would stand to reason that the Hylians would also seek to re-establish their monarchy. However, I think that the coronation ceremony will be interrupted. Zelda will not actually become queen because in the middle of the ceremony, an unknown figure will appear, a Zonai priest, to warn the Hylians of a grave threat to Hyrule. You see, though it was thought that the Zonai had long ago disappeared from Hyrule, they had actually been tasked with watching over the sealed corpse of Ganondorf deep beneath Hyrule. The priest informs the Hylians that the seal which has kept Ganondorf at bay has begun to weaken since the defeat of Calamity Ganon. The only hope of preventing the seal from being broken is for Link to use the Master Sword to permanently eradicate the malice within Ganondorf's body. Link retrieves the Master Sword from the pedestal in the Lost Woods, and he, Zelda, and the Zonai priest all head deep underground to where Ganondorf's corpse is being sealed by a mysterious glowing hand. Unfortunately, this is where everything goes wrong. You see, this Zonai priest is actually an acolyte of Ganondorf, and his goal is to resurrect the Demon King. However, this Zonai has studied the ancient legends of the hero and has realized that if he is to successfully resurrect Ganondorf, he must also get rid of the only hopes Hyrule has of defeating him: Link, Zelda, and the Master Sword. So when Link, Zelda, and the Zonai priest arrive at Ganondorf's corpse, the Zonai suddenly produces a tear-shaped gem from within his garments and sets it in Ganondorf's headpiece. This triggers a massive release of malice from within Ganondorf's body, which instantly attacks Link and Zelda, and in all the chaos, the Master Sword is damaged, Zelda falls deeper into the earth, and Link loses an arm. But somehow, Link and Zelda both walk away from this encounter alive. It seems they are rescued by some different Zonai, who are not followers of Ganondorf, but Link and Zelda become separated. The Zonai use their magic to attach a Zonai arm at the spot where Link's arm used to be, and this grants Link his new abilities. With the Master Sword out of commission, Link is tasked with recruiting warriors from throughout Hyrule to aid in the fight against Ganondorf. As he does, he encounters old friends, and they help him to undo various unnatural changes to Hyrule by defeating massive boss enemies. Meanwhile, Zelda has her own quest. As we have seen, she is entrusted with one of the mysterious tears, and she has to awaken her connection to Hylia in order to learn how to properly use it. She also needs to restore the Master Sword so that Link can use it in the final fight against Ganondorf. From here, there may be bits and pieces of story surrounding each of the major characters involved in the final conflict, but ultimately, the climax is when Link and Zelda, together with a new band of champions, face Ganondorf head-on with the tears they have collected throughout the game. One interesting question here is, who will actually have tears? We know from official artwork that there are 7 tears, and we also can already account for 4 of these 7. One is definitely in Ganondorf's headpiece. Another is entrusted to Zelda, and 2 more are entrusted to Sidon and Tulin, respectively. This leaves 3 more tears to account for. I think that Link's Goron ally, who is most likely Yunobo, will have a tear, and I think that Link will also end up possessing a tear. The obvious choice for the last tier is Riju, as she is the final champion. But I actually think that she will not have one because I think that Ganondorf has the tier that should be hers. So who will have the final tier? I think there are a couple options, but the one I find the most likely is Ashika, as I think that this would mean that the 7 tiers loosely align with the 7 sages from Ocarina of Time. Regardless, the final battle sees Link fighting alongside his allies to defeat Ganondorf. The story ends with Link and his allies triumphant in victory over Ganondorf and his minions, and peace is restored to the land of Hyrule once more. Tears of the Kingdom's story has so much potential, and I can't wait to experience it for myself in just a few days. But what about you? What are your predictions for the game's story? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you enjoy my theories and want to know when I make new videos, please consider subscribing to the channel, as your support helps me to make more videos. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. God bless.